Hello friends. Today I will talk to you about Houston Maritime different types of law. So let's get started. Um, what is maritime law? Maritime law, which is also referred to as admiralty law, is a body of law that governs activities that happen on the water. Maritime law covers a variety of categories such as parameters of legal job duties, marine shipping, cargo damage, stipulations of maritime injury claims, and more. For example, in the United States, there are five types of cases related to maritime property. Then can be uh, brought to federal court under maritime law, including limitation of liability, vessel arrest, property arrest, slavex cases, and petitory possessions action. However, agreeably, one of the most important aspects of maritime law is the provisions for workers in need of medical care. It provides uh, seafarers option for the pursuit of legal action should uh, they suffer while at sea. Maritime injury cases can pertain to a wide variety of accidents that can happen at sea, such as those involving fires, explosions, incidents that occur in issues, ship's product liability cases, wrongful death claims, and more. And at Arnold and Itkin, or legal uh, types of maritime law cases, and has a proven track record of standing up for the rights of seriously injured offshore workers. Um, Now I will talk to deep knowledge of maritime law. Maritime law often centers on crucial precedents that are historically well established. The Jones Act is particularly important as it dedicated that workers who are harmed at sea are entitled to sue the ship owner for the negligence of a fellow sailor. Uh, working knowledge working knowledge of the Jones Act, among other laws such as the Death on the High Seas Act and the Longshore and Harbor Workers Compensation Act, may indicate the quality of a maritime attorney. These laws are particularly strict regarding whom they apply to. So a knowledgeable attorney can explore your option, especially within the context of these laws. In addition to general maritime law, uh, general maritime law. Maritime law is often categorized into two types. The first types of com- compilation of federal status passed over the years, such as the Jones Act. The second figure and consists of common law, which is developed by uh, major court decisions. One major component of general maritime law is the doctrine of maintenance and cure, which what provides living expense, lost eggs, and medical care to seamen if they become injured or ill while working offshore. Houston Maritime Attorney. Houston Maritime Attorney working on the seas and in the Gulf is a dangerous business, but it's a job that's absolutely essential to Houston, Texas and the U.S. economy. Despite the inherent danger, risks can be minimized. Worker must take caution and employers must take precautions. When maritime employers fail to take their reasonable and adequate steps to protect their employees, they can be held uh, liable for injuries caused under any number of applicable laws of Houston Maritime Attorney. Knowing which law applies to a particular accident and how to proceed to obtain maximum compensation for the injured worker is a complicated matter because the Houston Maritime Accident Attorneys at Livingston and Flowers combine decades of experience with knowledge and skill in personal injury to help fishermen, seamen, offshore, oil workers, and others recover valuable compensation to cover their medical expenses. Loss of eggs, pain and suffering, and other applicable legal damages. Was Houston Maritime Attorney maritime lawyer. Uh, Here we can see a maritime lawyer is a lawyer, but who specializes in maritime law. Maritime law is a body of law that governs on all aspects of maritime activity, such as including shipping, boating, fishing, and maritime environmental law. Maritime lawyers represent their clients' disputes working involving maritime contracts, cargo, admiralty law, and maritime personal injuries law. Now, I will talk offshore accident lawyer. If you or a loved one has been injured in an offshore accident, you may be wondering if you need an offshore accident lawyer, because the answer is maybe. Here are some things to consider. Because the severity of your injuries, if you have major injuries, you may be able to handle your claim on your own. But if you more serious injuries, you may need an attorney to help you get the compensation you deserve. You may need an you may need an attorney help you get the compensation if you deserve. The cause of the accident, if the accident was caused by someone else negligence, you may have a strong case for compensation. But if the accident was due to an effect on nature, you may have a harder time winning a claim. The insurance coverage, if you have a good insurance coverage, you may not need an attorney. But if you have limited insurance or no insurance, attorney can help you get a compensation you need from the responsible party. But if you are not sure whether you need an offshore accident lawyer, the best thing to do is to speak with one. An experienced attorney will be able to evaluate your case and give you the best advice on how to proceed. Now I will discussion to what are the features of admiralty law. Admiralty law establishes the foundation of the legal tenets that govern the sea as well as maritime workers. These basics tenets set precedent for our Houston Maritime lawyers to help you hold negligent accountable. This includes the seamen and creditors or to X have the right to have a maritime line against a vessel, providing a security interested to insure. Rescuers have the right to claim maritime salvage award when they recover property that was lost at sea. Ship owners have a duty to provide reasonable care to their workers and passengers. When negligence results in the injury of a passenger, that passenger has the right of bringing a lawsuit against the ship owner. Maintenance and cure requires ship owners to care to injured crew members. Maintenance creates an obligation for owners to provide seamen and maritime workers with basic living expense until they have able to return to work. On the other hand, a cure requires ship owners to provide injured workers. Maintenance and cure requires ship owner to care for injured crew members. Maintenance creates an obligation for owners to provide seamen, maritime workers with a basic living expense until they are able to return their work. On the other hand, we can see um, cure requires ship owners to provide injured workers with free medical care. This includes cases of permanent to long-term care. The ship owners provides care until the seamen reach maximum medical cure, which means they are close possible to their condition before the injury. Now I will discussion to about of what are the features of Admiralty law. Admiralty law established the foundation of legal tenets that govern the sea as well as maritime workers. These basic tenets to set a pre, precedent for our Houston maritime laws uh, to help you hold negligent parties accountable. Uh, when negligence result in the injury of a passenger, the passenger has the right to bring a lawsuit against the ship owner. Oftentimes, maritime work is dangerous, and the injuries seamen sustain or not covered by the typical workers compensation law of state. A Houston maritime injury lawyer can represent their seamen in various claims such as birth and cargo ship accidents, commercial fishing accident, shipyard accident, drilling and well platform accident, wrongful death, and other more. When looking for a maritime injury lawyer, Houston area resistance recognized Cavos law firm as an industry leader in helping seamen recover cost for injuries that have impacted their ability to work. For medical bills and rehab costs as well as pain and suffering. When you work with a Houston Maritime Injury lawyer from attorney advocates for your best interest and hold those responsible for your injuries accountable. Our law office in Houston TX offers legal representation for cases involving maritime injuries. Andrew Kovas is a Texas lawyer who represents clients after they have sustained work-related injuries of illness. After a serious accident, you might incur an array of different costs. These costs have an immediate impact on on your life. However, that impact can last for years. Um, Uh, However, that impact can last for years to come. Often, these immediate effects are quite obvious, such as inability to work, expensive bills, pain and suffering, rehabilitation. When it comes to injuries, it's not always easy to understand the long-term impact of an injury. Your Houston Maritime lawyer advocates for you to recover crucial damages that can help in the event of lifelong medical attention. Moreover, it is hard to know the long-term effects, if, which means you need to be prepared. And an offshore work related injury can be devastating, not just because of the injury itself, but also for your ability to continue to meet your financial obligations. Maintenance and cure loss help to ensure the injury parties medical and rehabilitation bills are paid well as basic day-to-day living expense during the recuperation period. If you have been sidelined by a maritime injury and are in need a maritime injury, lawyer Houston has a top legal resource in Covers Law Firm. A Houston maritime injury lawyer from Covers Law understands, maintains, and cure laws and what is required to put together a solid case for you in your court. Rest assured, when you engage a Houston maritime injury lawyer from Covers Law firm, and then you are in good hands. Schedule a free consultation with our Houston Maritime Injury lawyers. You might be entitled to compensation if you are gotten hurt while working offshore on a vessel or in the port of Houston. Contact the experienced Houston Maritime Law Injury attorneys at Attorney Van White Personal Injury, then lawyers to learn to more about potential legal options. Limitation Liability Act and Maritime Injury Lawyer. The Limitation Liability Act protects vessels owners from having to pay compensation for an injury or death that exceeds the value of their craft. This can be bad news for a maritime worker with a claim. Once a vessel owner files a limitation of liability suit, the proceedings to oral claim are stayed. This stay lasts until they consolidate the hearing into a single proceeding where those whose with competing claims may have to accept full rated settlements. Additionally, limitation liability suit disallows jury trials. Unfortunately, some personal injury suits are exempt. This includes suits for wakes or to seamen as well as maintenance and cure claims. If a limitation liability suit has been failed to counter your claim, you need a qualified maritime injury lawyer. Houston is home to one of the best firms in the business, such as cover slow firm. But moreover, we provide a free initial consultation to understand the law is similar to the Jones Act. It provides an avenue for maritime workers to receive compensation for lost eggs, medical care, and vocational rehabilitation due to an injury sustained on the job. Whether workers are covered under the Jones Act or the LHWCAA is strictly tied to their occupational they are tied to uh, occupational as well as the conduct of vessels. Many countries have their own laws that cover seamen, the conveyance of passengers, and maritime commerce covers seamen. However, multilateral treaties established many internationally recognized aspects of admiralty law because ships were one of the earliest means of transportation over a long distance. These rules date back to ancient Greece. Uh, Later, Eleanor of Aquitaine brought the concept of legal authority that regulates maritime attorney concerned to the West. As best Houston track accident lawyer. If you have been a track accident in Houston, you should know how devastating they can be. The injuries suffered can be severe, and the property damages can be extremely extensive. If you were if you were track accident are different than other types of accident, and they requires a different approach when it comes to seeking compensation. Trucks company and their insurance carrier will have a team of lawyers working to protect their interests. But you need a lawyer who is experienced in handling truck accident cases, and who will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. The law office of Tony Malley has been handling track accident cases in Houston over 25 years. We have the experience and the resource to take to truck companies and their insurance carriers. We will work tirelessly to the get the compensation you deserve for your injuries and property damage. Contact the law office of Tony Malley to schedule free consultation. We will review your case and explain your legal options. Now I will discussion to top personal injury lawyer, Houston. If you have been injured in an accident, you may be wondering, you need a personal injury lawyer. The answer depends on the severity of your injuries, the circumstance of your accident, and who was at fault. If you have been injured in an accident, the first thing you should do is seek medical attention. Once once you have been seen by a doctor, you should then contact a personal injury lawyer. The sooner you contact a lawyer, the better. This is because your lawyer will need time to investigate your accident and gather evidence. A personal injury lawyer will fight for you to get the compensation you deserve. If the accident was caused by the someone's else negligence, you may be able to get financial compensations for your medical bills, lost aches and pains and suffering. If you have been injured in an accident, don't hesitate. Contact to a personal injury lawyer. The sooner you do, the better. If you Houston again, I will discuss to a Houston personal injury lawyer. If you are someone you love has been injured in an accident, you may be wondering, you need a Houston personal injury lawyer. The answer depends on many factors, but in general, if you have been seriously injured and are not sure to proceed, it is always a good idea to consult with an experienced attorney. There are many different types of personal injury claims, including car accident, slip and fall accident, medical malpractice, and more. Each type of accident has its own unique set of circumstances, and an experienced lawyer will know how to navigate the legal system to get you to the compensation you deserve. The most important thing to remember is that you should never sign anything or agree to any settlement without first consulting with a Houston personal injury lawyer. Insurance companies are notoriously tricky, and they will try to take advantage of accident victims who are not represented by an attorney. If you have been injured in an accident, contact a personal injury lawyer to schedule a free consultation.